Hi friends, welcome back. As promised, today I will be discussing questions on university wits. The aim and objective of this session is to have a brainstorming and understanding of university wits. We all are aware, of course, of university wits. It's just a revision kind of a session which will help all of us to brainstorm about university wits, which forms a very important part of our English literature syllabus curriculum, and the questions are generally asked in whatever exam you take. Sorry, you give also, you take also. You will find questions on university wits, and university wits are very important. If I am audible and visible, you can please write your comment in the chat box so that we can begin the session. And I'm sure this session will be enriching for all of us. So you are requested to stay and enjoy the session. And if possible, do subscribe my channel. I think most of you all have subscribed it. Please do spread the word about the quizzes, about the subscription of the channel. If you find it enriching, if you find that this channel is helpful to all of you. So can you please write in the chat box whether my audio and yeah, I am audible, I am visible. Thank you so much. Literary theory I will take, but let us. I have begun a long journey on history of English literature. So let me pass through this journey. It's a very challenging task. And I'm sure in the near future I will talk about literary theories as well, and I'll have sessions on literary theories as well. But today we are focusing on university wits. Let us focus on university wits, and we the first question is, who has coined this term called the university wits? I'm sure all of you all are aware of it, but still this is a very important question. Who first used this term university wits? Can you just put it in the chat box so that we can move ahead, and then we will talk about more in details. University wits. Can you tell me who? Voice not clear? Is my voice not clear? Am I not clear? Am I not audible? Please do respond. Am I audible? Breaking. I think that's a technical problem, internet lag. But my side, I think my internet is fine. Can you tell me, Anubhuti, am I audible? Am I audible and visible properly? Okay, thank you. So, Anubhuti, your answer unfortunately is not right. The term was first used by George Sansbury. George Sansbury used the term in the first used this term university wits. Now, university wits composed of two schools, or there were two colleges that were involved. The pass outs of who were part of the university wits. One is the Oxford School and the other is the Cambridge School. Okay. Now in Oxford School you have Thomas Lodge, you have George Peele, you have John Lilly. Okay, yeah, Oxford and Cambridge. So in Oxford you have Thomas Lodge, you have George Peele, you have John Lilly. Sometimes Middleton is also included, but it's sometimes. Whereas in the Cambridge School you have Robert Greene, you have Thomas Nash, and you have Christopher Marlowe. So yes, these are. So first we will start with John Lilly. John Lilly, you know, he's called the first major prose stylist in English. First major prose stylist in English. Kid is not from a school of Oxford and Cambridge, but Kid is a part of University Wits. I was talking about the Oxford school and the Cambridge school. So Kid was not a part of these two schools, but he's a part of University Wits. John Lilly, 1554 to 1606, and we know his famous work, The Anatomy of Wit, or Euphues, or The Anatomy of Wit. Can you tell me the plot of Euphues or The Anatomy of Wit is borrowed from which or whose writer? From which writer? From which writer was John Lilly's Anatomy of Anatomy of Wit? The plot was borrowed. Robert Burton? No, not Robert Burton. Someone else. Not Robert Burton. Not Robert Burton. Anything else you would like to put across? It's not Robert Burton. We are talking of John Lilly, right? And we are talking of Anatomy of Wit. The plot is borrowed from Boccaccio. The plot is borrowed from Boccaccio. Boccaccio. We have all heard the name of Boccaccio, right? So the plot is borrowed from Boccaccio. He's basically John Lilly is basically known for his two works. One is Euphues, The Anatomy of Wit, and the sequel of Euphues, The Anatomy of Wit, that is Euphues and His England, which was published in 1580. Euphues or Anatomy of Wit was published in 1578, right? And Lilly, of course, is very skillful comedian during that time. His very famous work, Endymion, we know, was published in 1588. Now, can you tell me the subtitle of Endymion? What is the subtitle of Endymion? Can you tell me the subtitle of Endymion? The subtitle of Endymion? Subtitle of Endymion? The subtitle of Endymion is The Man in the Moon. The Man in the Moon. Endymion is also a work which is written by another romantic writer, romantic poet. Please keep in mind, John Keats. Sometimes we get confused. So, yes. Let us go back to Euphues and the Anatomy of Wit, which was published in 1578. I'll just like to share two important informations pertaining to why this work is so important by Lilly. One is because this style, the style of this writing, gave rise to the term called euphemism, right? Euphemism we all know is it's a formal, elaborate, stylized form of writing. You can Google more about it, and Euphues basically is a Greek word. Okay, Euphues basically is a Greek word which means very graceful and very witty. So Lilly adopted this from Roger Ascham, the schoolmaster. Euphues and His England, which was published in 1580, is, as I told you, a sequel of Euphues, The Anatomy of Wit, right? And then you have one more writer, one more. Can you tell me? Can you tell me Lilly's work? The name of Lilly's work, which has a setting of Cyprus. Cyprus is a setting. The setting of the work is Cyprus. Cyrax. Syracuc. Cyrax. Can you tell me the setting? Cyrax. Syracuc. Cyrax. Syracuc. The setting. Uh, and this particular play, the hint number 2 is this particular writing was performed in Blackface Theatre. It was performed in Blackface Theatre, and the setting is Cyrax. Can you tell me which work of Lily am I talking about? Which work of Lily am I talking about? The work that I'm talking about is Sappho and Fao. Sappho and Fao, which was published around 1583-84. Now, tell me the only work by John Lilly, which is a play where you have modern theme rather than mythological stories. Theme of modernity or modern theme you find in Lilly's this particular work where there is theme of modernity. Can you tell me the name of the work where you find Lilly's theme of modernity? Which work you find Lilly's theme of modernity? Do you find any work by Lilly where you have the theme of modernity? Is the Mother Bombay. Mother Bombay, which was published in 1594. Mother Bombay. Tell me the work by Lilly, which is an allegorical play which is based on Ovid's Metamorphoses. Ovid's Metamorphoses. Tell me the name of the play by Lilly, which is an allegorical play based on Ovid's Metamorphoses. Can you tell me the name of the play? Name of the play which is based, it's an allegorical play which is based on Ovid's Metamorphoses. Which play by John Lilly? Can you tell me the name of the play, please? Love's Metamorphosis. No. I'm talking about the name of the play by Lilly. It's an allegorical play which is based on Ovid's Metamorphosis. The answer is Midas. The answer is Midas, which was around 1589-90. Can you tell me the name of the sonnet which was addressed to Queen Elizabeth I by George Peele? I'm now talking about George Peele. Okay, George Peele. And I want to know if you can tell me the name of the sonnet that George Peele wrote. The name of the sonnet that George Peele wrote, which was addressed to Queen Elizabeth I. Name of the sonnet that George Peele wrote, which was addressed to Queen Elizabeth I. Can you tell me the name of the sonnet that George Peele wrote, which was addressed to Queen Elizabeth I? The year was around 1590. Year was around 1590. Can you tell me the name? The name of the sonnet is A Farewell to Arms, and that's why I asked this question. A Farewell to Arms is the name of the sonnet by George Peele, which he wrote, which is addressed to Queen Elizabeth I. Can you tell me the mythical? Yes, A Farewell to Arms. You're absolutely right, Alia. A Farewell to Arms is the name of a sonnet which is written by George Peele around 1590, which is addressed to Queen Elizabeth I. Now I go to the next question. My next question is, can you tell me the name of the pastoral comedy, the mythical pastoral comedy, which was written by George Peele or George Peele? The mythical pastoral comedy, which was written by George Peele. mythical pastoral comedy. Tell me the name of the mythical pastoral comedy written by George Peele. The answer is Arrangement of Paris. Arrangement of Paris. We now go to Thomas Kidd. Thomas Kidd. And let us see what do we find in Thomas Kidd. Some of the important questions in Thomas Kidd. Thomas Kidd. Who called Thomas Kidd the famous kid? Who called Thomas Kidd famous kid? Who called Thomas Kidd famous kid? Can you tell me who called Thomas Kidd famous kid? Famous kid, KYD, famous kid. The answer is Thomas Haywood. Thomas Haywood called Thomas Kidd the famous kid. Which is the first proper revenge tragedy? First proper English revenge tragedy written by Thomas Kidd. Which work by Thomas Kidd is considered to be the first proper English revenge tragedy? Absolutely. The Spanish tragedy or Jeronimo is mad again. You are absolutely right. Now let me try to ask you a question on from Spanish tragedy. We all know it's a what do you call revenge tragedy. Can you tell me when this play, like where this play was performed? Where was this Spanish tragedy play performed? Can you tell me the name of the theater where it was performed in the month of May 1597? In the month of May 1597, this was performed, this famous revenge tragedy, the Spanish tragedy. London's National Theatre. No, it's not the National Theatre, it's the Swan Theatre. Is the Swan Theatre where it was published in the month of May in the month of May 1997. I'm sorry, it was performed in the Swan Theatre. Now, just a trivia for you all. T.S. Eliot used, or I would rather say quoted this title and his play in his famous work, The Westland, and also Orhan Pamuk's novel Snow. You find this name, this title, Spanish tragedy. Okay. And Spanish tragedy also was the first play in which appeared a play within a play. A play within a play, the concept appeared in Spanish tragedy for the first time. So these are informations on Spanish tragedy. Now we go to Thomas Lodge. And when I talk about Thomas Lodge, my first question would be, tell me the most famous work by Thomas Lodge. famous work by Thomas Lodge. The most famous work by Thomas Lodge. Can you tell me the most famous work by Thomas Lodge? The most famous work by Thomas Lodge. Rosalind. Rosalind. Okay, Rosalind. Absolutely. Or Euphues' Golden Legacy. Same. Rosalind hyphen Euphues' Golden Legacy. Not hyphen, colon, Euphues' Golden Legacy. Right. Now, can you tell me this Rosalind played as a source for one of very famous dramas of Shakespeare? Can you tell me name of the drama which served as a source? This Rosalind serve as a source. Right, Sidhu, it is absolutely right. It is As You Like It. We are discussing Thomas Lodge. Now, Thomas Lodge generally made, voyages to Canary Islands. Canary Islands, he made a lot of voyages, and there is a work called A Fig for Momas, A Fig for Momas, Momus, Momas. In this work, he introduced classical satires and epistles. Momas is the work in which Thomas Lodge introduced classical satires and verse epistles for the first time in English. For the first time in English. That is how it is important. Now, when we are talking of Thomas Lodge, he is believed to have collaborated with Shakespeare in writing one of Shakespeare's dramas. Can you tell me which work? It is believed that Thomas Lodge collaborated with Shakespeare in writing one of the works. Can you tell me the name of that work by Shakespeare? The name of the work is Henry VI Part 2. Henry VI Part 2. Now we go to Robert Greene. He wrote a famous work. Name the work by Robert Greene, which became a source for the Winter's Tale. The famous Winter's Tale. This work by Robert Greene acted as a source for the Winter's Tale. Can you tell me the name of the work by Robert Greene? Pendosto. Absolutely, Anubhuti. You are right. Can you tell me? Pendosto Rajas. Absolutely right. Can you tell me the name of the first successful romantic comedy in English which was written by Robert Greene? The first successful romantic comedy written by Robert Greene in English. Which was the first successful romantic comedy written by Robert Greene in English? Can you tell me the name of the work? The name of the work. Menaphon. No, it's not Menaphon. Any other work you would like to refer? The answer is Frere Bacon and Frere Bongay. Frere Bacon and Frere Bongay. Yeah, absolutely. Frere Bacon and Frere Bongay. Bongay. He wrote also, I'll just try to share with you all trivia on Robert Greene. If you are not aware, you can jot it down. And if you're aware, that's absolutely fine. He wrote an adaptation of Ariosto's Ornaldo Furioso, okay, in 1594. An adaptation of Ariosto's Ornaldo Furioso, okay. Now let us go to Thomas Nash. Thomas Nash is very famous for The Unfortunate Traveler or The Life of Jack Wilton. Thomas Nash is very famous for The Unfortunate Traveler or The Life of Jack Wilton. Now, can you tell me uh, the work by Thomas Nash, which is considered to be the first picaresque novel in English? The first picaresque novel in English. Can you tell me the name of the work by Thomas Nash, which is considered to be the first picaresque novel in English? Which work? I'll give you a hint. It was set, the novel was set during the reign of Henry VIII of England. This novel, which is the first picaresque work of Thomas Nash, is considered to be the first picaresque novel in English, was set during the reign of Henry VIII of England. The Unfortunate Traveler, absolutely. The Unfortunate Traveler or the Life of Jack Wilton. Right. Thomas Nash, one more important thing that Thomas Nash did was he collaborated with Ben Jonson. Okay. And he wrote a play. Can you tell me the name of the play? Thomas Nash collaborated with Ben Jonson to write a play. Can you tell me the name of the play for which he collaborated with Ben Jonson? The Isle of Dogs. Absolutely, Alia. And you know what happened? Isle of Dogs. You're absolutely right. Around 1597, okay. And what happened, you know? Both of them were persecuted for this. Isle of Dogs. My God. Yes, both were persecuted. Right, you're right. Why were they persecuted? Queen Elizabeth got very angry. Now we go to the hero of University Wits, Christopher Marlowe. Who called Marlowe's blank verse as mighty lines? Marlowe's blank verse, who called as mighty lines? We all know that he perfected the blank verse, Ben Jonson. Absolutely right. Now, can you tell me the work of Christopher Marlowe which he collaborated with Thomas Nash? The work which he collaborated with Thomas Nash. Can you tell me the name of the work he collaborated with Thomas Nash? Christopher Marlowe collaborated with Thomas Nash. Didi, Queen of Carthage. Dido, Queen of Carthage. Thomas Nash. Yeah, it's the tragedy of Dido. You're absolutely right. You all are very sharp. I know. Name the unfinished poem, unfinished poem by Christopher Marlowe. Unfinished poem by Christopher Marlowe. Hero and Leander. Absolutely. Hero and Leander. And the historical play? Name the historical play by Christopher Marlowe. Which is a historical play by Christopher Marlowe? Historical play by Christopher Marlowe. The answer is Massacre at Paris. Now, name the play by Christopher Marlowe, a very famous play. No, it's the Massacre of Paris. Massacre Paris by Christopher Marlowe is a historical play. Uh, Name the play by Christopher Marlowe which was published anonymously in two parts. Play by Christopher Marlowe which was published anonymously in two parts. Can you tell me? This is point number one. Second hint I will give if you are not able to say. Second hint was this play was, yes, Tambulin the Great, Anubhuti. You are absolutely right. Now tell me the work, name the work of Christopher Marlowe which influenced Shakespeare's The Merchant of Venice. The work by Christopher Marlowe which influenced yes, Rajesh, you are right. Tambulin was published into two parts. In two parts, sorry, and this was published anonymously in 1590. Now the next question is, tell me the name of the play by Marlowe which influenced Shakespeare's The Merchant of Venice. Yes, Alia, you are right. Jew of Malta. Rajesh, you are right. Jew of Malta. You are right. You are right. You are right. Jew of Malta. Jew of Malta. Jew of Malta. Jew of Malta. You are absolutely right. Jew of Malta. Jew of Malta. What else can be asked? We had a long session today. Name the author of the first book of Lucan. Can you tell me the author of first book of Lucan? Lucan. First book of Lucan. Author of first book of Lucan. First book of Lucan. First book of Lucan. The answer is Christopher Marlowe. First book of Lucan. Christopher Marlowe. Which work by Christopher Marlowe has this the first Machiavellian villain? The first Machiavellian villain. This is a very common question, but thought of just asking you. The first Machiavellian villain. Name the work of Christopher Marlowe which has the first Machiavellian villain. First Machiavellian villain. Name the work by Christopher Marlowe which has the first Machiavellian villain. No, it's not Dr. Faustus Anuvati. First Machiavellian villain is not Dr. Faustus. The answer is Barabbas. Barabas. And with that, not Faustus, it's Barabbas, the first Machiavellian villain. With that, we come to the end of today's session. I'm sure in this session on University Wits exclusively, we discuss some of the important questions, and this has been a great value addition. Tomorrow, we will be discussing next of course, we will be discussing on some of the authors. You all can prepare and come. We will discuss on Ben Jonson. We will discuss on Bacon, who are the contemporaries of Shakespeare, and John Donne as well. John Donne also we will discuss tomorrow. So yes, these are the things that we will discuss tomorrow. Main things. Apart from that, I will also give some trivias. So these quizzes are not only questions, but it also has some trivias, some informations which I share. I'm sure you find it interesting, and there's a reason why you all join every day. And this session every day we will have from 10 o'clock, 10 p.m. Indian Standard Time. Please do join us. Please spread the word. I'm sure this is helping you all. Please take care for now. Take care. Good night. Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you.